Hello everybody, this is Algorithm for Retards channel. I'm from Kalyan and now we have a problem. This is LeetCode challenge day 6. We need to find the majority element in array of size n. So we know that our majority element has such property. It is appears more than n divided 2 times. So more than half of array will be contains element our element. Yeah, look at example. This is example 1. We have we have an array of 3 elements, and the majority element in this case is 3. In example 2 we can see that we have an array with elements 2 and 1, and we have more 2's than 1's, so our majority element is 2. Okay, how we will solve it? At first we can see the such property of this issue. We have an array, we have more than length divided by 2 elements. So if we split our array on 2 parts, we will get 2 arrays, and in each array we will have at least one element of at least one majority element. So I can draw it now. Okay, let's look at this example. We have, for example, such elements. Yeah, for this example, yeah, we have 6 elements. So we know the more than half of them is our majority element. And for example, we are having 2 red elements in this array and 4 white elements. So we can divide our array on 2 arrays, and in each situation we will have at least one white element. So we can divide it by this line, and we have 3 elements in left side and 1 element and right side. We can divide it, for example, like this. We can take 2 red elements, and we need to take always 1 element from the white type of elements. So as in this situation we can solve our example, we can solve our issue in that way. So we can sort our array, and we will get our majority element. It will be closest element to this line. For example, we have 2 elements there after sorting, and we have our elements our majority elements in this part of arrays. So we will divide it by 2 equal parts, and we will see that we have 2 our majority elements, and these elements are the closest 2 elements to our divide line. And in other situation, we also will get our majority element is to be near by the divide line. So how we can do it in two strings on in code? Let's look at. So we just need to sort our array, our nums, and divide it by 2 and take a element in the middle, and it will be our answer. But as you know, the time complexity of this solution is so big, from ln n multiply by n. It's not very good. We want to iterate over array by one time to get all big from n, and we can do it by such interesting trick. So let's let's assume we have a majority element in point in position number 1. So we will let's look at code, and I will explain you how it can be compiled with this picture. We have let's assume we have two variables. This is our major element, and the number of its appearance. So we will count how many times we can meet this element. Okay, so let's assume our majority element is the first element, and its count is 1. So we will iterate over our all nums array, and if next element nums from A equals to our majority element, we will count it and and continue our iteration. If our element is not major, if current element doesn't equal to major element, we will decrease count. So if our count is 0, we need to change our element, major element, base element, and add it to and add count by increase count by 1 for this element. Yeah, I can change it. It will look more readable. So in this picture we can see it. We have for example, red element, we use it as major element, and we iterate to the next element. This element is blue. It's not equal to the red element, so we need to decrease our counter. Our counter will be 0 in this position, and we will take blue element as the base element, as our major element, and increase it count by 1. In the next step, we will look at this element. It is black element. We don't have our blue element doesn't equal to our black element, so we decrease counter. It will be 0, so we will use another base element. It will be black element, and on next step we will have also black element, and so we now can increase our counter by 1, and we will get counter is equal 2. Let's look forward. We have another black element, so our counter now is 3. And on the next step we will see green element. This is green element is does not equal to black elements, so we decrease our counter by 1 and our counter will be equal to, but it's still more than 0, so we keep our base element, our major element, and we will go to the last element. It is also black, so we will increase our counter by 1 and we will get 3, so we can return it. So we have counter more than 0, and this counter is linked with black element, so our answer is black element. Okay, and for example, if we have a situation when our elements is in the first positions, for example, all black elements in their first position, we do not need to check other elements because our counter is more than n divided by 2, length of array divided by 2, so we can break, and we don't need to check all other elements. So in this if statement we need to check if our counter is more than nums length divided by 2, so we will break. If we don't meet this condition, we will finish it on this condition and return our major element. So in the end. So thank you for watching. Bye bye, my dear friends.